Welcome, Hillia, and thank you so much for joining us inside the Wellness Glow Up. I know you've got so much knowledge and pearls of wisdom to share with the crew in here about what the link is between financial health, financial wellness, and overall mental and full body, mind, body, spirit wellness. So, welcome.
Hi, Katie. Thank you very much for having me on your podcast, and hello to all your listeners. And yes, I'm so honored to be here and can't wait to share with you some of my wisdom and experience, and hopefully we all will rise up together.
Oh, thank you so much. So, can you just tell us a little bit about what you do and how you support your community?
Well, I'm a wealth coach, and basically I'm a money coach. I've got more than 25 years experience in financial industry in Australia. Everything to do with finance, I work there. So I've got the knowledge as a financial advisor, as an underwriter, as an accountant, and as a now recently I've been working as a fractional CFO with the small startup companies,
Oh.
as well as doing the wealth coaching to individuals and business owners.
Oh my goodness, you sound really busy.
Yeah. So, but I've been always been a passion about financial education. That's my why.
hmm
Um, and that's why in 2014, I condensed all my knowledge and wrote my first book, which is on Amazon. And it's about how to save money when there is no money to save.
Ooh, I love
Because to
that.
me, that's the fundamental of creating wealth is if we don't know how to save, we will not be able to replicate that and grow the wealth and get to where we want to get. And that's why the financial goal setting is got its own way of doing it. It's not just, oh, I want to create this and okay, let's go with the flow and let's do it. No, there is skills, there is a way to do things we need to do.
Yeah, there's strategies. And interestingly, I always find that money and sex are two things that people should be more well educated on and definitely seem to not have great education around, it seems like you're either lucky to have had family to support you and educate you, or you perhaps haven't because the education otherwise it comes through osmosis, not through our education system, right? So that sounds amazing, and I'd love to link that book for anyone inside the group that want to grab that. You and I were talking before about the link between wellness, mental, spiritual, all of it, wellness and money and finances and wealth. And I'd love to hear more of your perspective on what, how you see the link between financial wealth and overall wellness and why it's important.
It's a great question, Katie. Again, as an advocate for financial education and empowering everyone with money, because to me, if we educate people, especially women, with money empowerment, we're going to reduce even domestic violence. And when we look at the statistic, it shows that the number of people that are unfortunately committing suicide and all other problems that happening in the community, a lot of it has got their root in financial problems. Apparently, a study has shown that more than 70% of the divorce rates is just because of the financial problems. So when we look at those statistics and see that money is in the core of everything, and so that's why if people have enough, not about having enough money, but enough knowledge how to control their finances. So at least the stress level will go down. Once the stress is down, the clarity is there, then they can make a better choice for their life with their partner or their children or within the community.
Mhm.
So that's why creating wealth or having the financial independence or less financial issues is definitely helping the community overall as a person, as a, you know, employee, as a mother, as a parent, as anyone will look at it, having a less financial stress definitely help everyone.
Mm. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And, we were talking about before how also once you've got financial wealth, once you're growing that, that allows space for you to then look after yourself and your physical wellness even more and your family and their physical wellness. So it's a very layered, sort of multi-dimensional relationship, isn't it?
Absolutely. Look at those people who can afford to buy, let's say, organic food. We both know organic foods are very expensive.
Mhm.
But that doesn't mean we sit there and wait, oh, okay, once I become wealthy, then I'll go do it. I'm sure with your knowledge, your audience know that there are other ways to start having a healthy diet or healthy, way to look after yourself without being, in that level of financial well-being. But once you get there, of course, there are more options to explore and do it. But yes, it's just unfortunately or fortunately, you can buy anything these days with money. But yes, as long as we know what we want and what's the goal, so at least we give a better reason towards that wealth creation goals, that to look after ourselves. It's not about greed. It's not about having
Mhm.
money to show off or, having a mansion or this or that. So it's just about, okay, once I have money, how I can support my family and the community in a better way.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. And so your book that you wrote sounds like perfect for anyone who's kind of wondering how to save money and build that financial platform to grow from when it feels like there is no money. But are you able to talk us through perhaps how the importance of setting financial goals and how that helps us reduce stress?
Absolutely. And I've got a very good news for your listeners. I've got a mini course and it's absolutely free for your audience. Um, if everyone just go to my website, heliasync.com.au, on the first page up there, it says register to get access to your mini course. And that's about how to set financial goals.
Oh, amazing.
It's just it's just about 1.5 hour, and it's about like 5, 6 modules. It just helps you to step by step create that financial goal setting. Another good news is only for the month of November, I will have anybody who sign up there, which is absolutely for free, they can get one session free just to take you through that course that they did. Once
Mhm.
they did it, they can, book me. So they can send me a message, then we will send them a link to book me for 45-minute session to help them to actually make that plan suitable to them.
Oh, so
So
to personalize it and like so you can build momentum towards achieving it.
absolutely,
That
absolutely.
sounds
Especially now
amazing.
as we are coming up next to Christmas. And I
Hmm.
know so many people, they think that, okay, once the new year comes and then I'm going to make a new, financial resolution, goal or a new year resolution goal. But it doesn't work like that. It has to be at the time that you decide to make a change or make a shift in your life.
Hmm.
Just put it on hold that I'll do it later.
Yeah.
I don't know how else you can make it more accessible to others. It is for free, and you just gonna get there and just build up from there. But one
Yeah.
thing I want everyone to know is not just about much of goal setting, just everything before that. That's the biggest tip I want to give your audience is first of all, find out if that goal you are incongruent with that goal. Many
Mhm.
people they put a goal which is not their own goal.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just because society told them, oh, if you have a better house, it's better for you, or
Mhm.
you get maybe a better car is good, or parents want you to, do better in life or something. It's not their own goal. That's why they are not doing much towards it.
Yeah, well, that it makes so much sense. Anything in your life that isn't connected to your own core values is never going to build as much momentum. And sometimes we do get far in our goals, even if they're not aligned. But I always, for myself, have found that it's not until you like working towards something that is truly authentic that it starts to like grow in a way that you can't fake when it's like someone else's goal that you're trying to achieve. The problem is, I think a lot of us don't often sit down to like assess that whether our goals are truly in alignment for us. So you're suggesting that the first step is to literally like think about what authentically you want, what is important for your life, not to please your parents, not to please your partner, not to please anyone else, but what do you really, really want
Exactly. And why you want it.
and why
That's
you
why the
want
power of why is very, very important.
it. Hmm.
And of course, I've got another thing on the top of it. And also find out why not.
Hmm.
If there is something inside you resisting to follow your dreams, and even though you know your why is strong, but if you haven't done it yet, ask yourself, why not?
Hmm.
That's a
Hmm.
different perspective to look at things.
Yeah.
And
So
having
that
said that,
asking
yeah,
yourself that is for the purpose of gaining clarity on like sifting out what is important, what's truly important, and what is not important. Is that correct? Yeah. Okay.
absolutely, absolutely. And even adopting that word, that like, why not? That it just helps you to realize that, yes, I deserve it. Why not? Why
Hmm.
not? I can do this. Or
Hmm.
I deserve to, become wealthy. I deserve that job or that position or, the health. So why not? It's
Mm.
just going, seeing it from that point of view.
Oh, I love
Actually, I talked about this. I don't want to take the time of your audience here. I've got a TED talk on that one. So it's
Oh,
just flip the
amazing.
coin and ask why not. So
Mhm.
you can have a look at it and listen to it. See that
We'll
how
definitely
I
have to link that as well.
sure. But
So, so the mini course is going to help everyone set their financial goals in a really well structured way. And why do you think this is important? So, what is it about setting financial goals that helps our emotional and mental well-being?
because once you get the clarity, the steps are much easier. A lot of times people having problem because they are confused. They don't know what to do first. Like one of the very usual question people ask me is, should I save or should I invest? You see,
Hmm.
even if you put that question, very tiny question, should I invest or should I save? Put it on Google. You're going to see pages and pages of different gurus out there or advisors just telling you which one to do first. But
Hmm.
once you first you need to find out which one is related to your situation
Hmm.
and why.
Hmm.
So that's why it's a chicken and egg thing. So which one should I do first? But to me, it's very obvious. If you don't have any savings, you can't do any investing because through investing, you can multiply your wealth and do other things. So, but the saving should be for the purpose to invest.
Hmm.
But many people, they actually make a mistake. They think, oh, I have to keep saving, just keep saving. I'm not ready to invest. I just have to keep saving. That is wrong. That's where, you're going to lose the momentum and the value of money is just going to go down because, just keeping money in the bank account and save it is just not going to do you any good. It's only good for the bank and the shareholders.
Yeah. Yeah. So it seems like having that financial plan helps reduce like stress and anxiety around like, because I think what happens for a lot of people is it's one of those things, almost like doing your taxes at the end of the financial year. You know, you have to do it, but you don't really want to because it's not a fun process. And if you're anything like me, it's like, oh, it's just, all I have to do is give it all to my accountant, but even just bringing it all
Mhm.
together, it's just like, ugh, I just can't be bothered.
Yeah.
So you kind of procrastinate. But then, as we know, when we procrastinate, that just builds stress and anxiety. And it's not always conscious that we've got this stress and anxiety. It's like low level simmering. But eventually, it'll get to a point where it's something that's not working for you, right? Like, so if your finances aren't working for you, maybe you have taken the option to just save, save, save without investing. You know that you need to do something else, but you're too scared to look at it, like take the blindfolds off and look at it. That's when the stress and anxiety comes out. But by actually just throwing it all on the table and looking at it, that can really help your mental health. And obviously, that's going to start the ball rolling for better financial health and wellness in the future. And also, what I'm hearing you saying is It's very nuanced depending on what's important to you, depending on where you're at already in your financial status. So if you've got a bucket load of savings, then maybe, yeah, it's time to start investing. Or if you've got no savings, maybe it is time to start knuckle down in savings. So that's where education and support can really help relieve that stress, right? Do you find people come to you stressed?
Um, I have to be honest with you, most of my clients, when they come to me, because they found me through my different talks or through referrals, they know that they come here, they just say, I want things to be fixed. And that's why we look at it to say that, okay, because I look at the holistic way of their finance. It's not just about, okay, you want to buy a home or you want to invest this or you want to start a business. It's not like that. Just
Mhm.
look at everything they have and look at their core values, and even do this assessment because that's very important. People often they put their money somewhere just because somebody or some company they had a very good budget to create great ad to
Marketing.
lure people to invest in it, but it's
Or a
not
good
even
TikTok
yeah,
video.
absolutely. Yeah. So, which to me, even I sometimes say that, look, it might be even good, but if your or that person's risk appetite is not matching with this kind of investment, you will never gonna sit there and wait for this fruit to come out fruitation.
Mm,
Okay.
mm,
That's why people then they change course in the middle because they think, oh, this is not for me. And they think, oh, I lost money, or they think that was a scam or this, because there is no match between that product and who they are as a person and their risk appetite. So
mm.
that's what it's a lot we look at it. So that's like in the first session, we'll just try to get rid of the stress because stress and to me and the confusion is just because we don't know what's going on.
Of
And
course.
that's something that I like to give to all my clients and our audience is just once you get the education, just go as if like you want to read about something, you want to get knowledge, just be thirsty for the knowledge, not for the product or the money at the end of the day. Once you get the knowledge, the rest of it is the easy part.
Mm.
Okay? Just create that attitude of learning,
Yeah.
constant learning.
Hmm.
And that's why my definition of financial success, I've got a formula for that.
Hmm.
It's just actually it's funny. It says AKA, we all know AKA. So, but AKA times, I mean, or to the power of R means A stands for, of course, you need to have the attitude. It's so important to have the attitude of becoming wealthy. If somebody thinks that, oh, money is not for me, money is the root of all evils, or money is only for the rich people. That's not the right attitude.
Mm.
A is attitude, K is for knowledge. And the things with money, it never ends. You always need to learn, but have and develop that attitude for to learn and get more knowledge. And then the last A is it stands for actions. Without actions means nothing. You can just sit there and read all the books in the world and
Mm.
listen to all the podcasts. But if you are not taking actions, it means nothing. And of course, to the power of R, R is the right attitudes, right knowledge, and right action.
Hmm.
These three needs meet together in order to become financially successful. And
Yeah.
that's my definition of financial formula.
Oh, I love it. I love a good little formula, and that makes so much sense. I think for a lot of people, and that to the power of R is probably where it starts feeling overwhelming because there is just what feels like infinite knowledge on the internet. And let's be honest, when it comes to investing, things are always changing, right? So that's where I think a lot of people probably go like, oh, I can have the right attitude. How do I know if I'm getting the right knowledge? Do you know what I mean? Like, and so that's where I guess professional support can be really beneficial, hey?
Absolutely. Well, I don't know. I mean, I used to be a financial advisor myself, but I don't do financial advice now because to me, with all the respect to all financial advisors out there, it's more about selling a product.
Yeah.
I do not sell product, and that's why there is no conflict of interest there.
Yeah. Oh, that's really like that's quite unique in this day and age, and
Yeah,
probably I would say very needed. It feels like kind of a safe space to be held while you plan your financial
yeah.
future.
Absolutely. All I sell, or let's say, it's just about financial knowledge to learn what does it mean. If you take this product versus that product, what does it mean? The rest of it is it's up to all the people to just make that decision themselves.
Mhm.
I believe everyone is smart enough and knowledgeable enough to make their own financial decisions. It's just they need to have the tools and the skills to interpret it themselves.
Mhm.
Otherwise, for the rest of your life, you always have to depend on someone else telling you what to do. Hopefully, they will say the right thing, but that's the reality. The market is keep changing, so you can't be relying on one person's advice. But once you know how to listen to even the news, how the financial news is related to you, and for that you don't need to have an MBA or go do that kind of education in university to have the knowledge. And that's why someone like me that I came to this country about 30 years ago and with not much even I mean, I don't know about if your audience know about my background. I couldn't even speak English 30 years ago. So, but I had to come here, went to uni, studied and learned everything. So I think I learned how to just demystify the whole things about finance, just to bring it, talk about it in a very simple language that anyone at any level can understand and relate to it. So
Mhm.
that's what I've got to say.
Yeah, oh, that's so beautiful and probably offers a lot of hope for people. I mean, what would be have you got any little pieces of advice for people that are feeling right now very overwhelmed, feeling perhaps scarcity and um, feeling the anxiety and stress around their finances? Have you got a couple of pills of wisdom other than I think what's a good piece of advice is to go and do your mini course, but other than that?
Yeah. Sure. One thing again I learned during my interactions with so many people, it doesn't matter what level of education they had or what kind of a job they do, um, that anxiety around money or the scarcity mindset, all people who have to experience that, they have one thing in common, and their mindset. Their mindset works this way. If I have enough money, I'm gonna go do, let's say, this course, then I'll become this. For example, your area, wellness. If I've got money, then I'm gonna go and, look after my health, then I'll become healthy.
Hmm.
That's the problem. That's the scarcity mindset is there.
Mm.
And that they say that if have, do, be, that they think if I have something, then I'll be doing this, then I'll become that. But what I would like your audience to shift that in their mind. What if you change it to be, do, and then have? What
Mm.
it means, become the person who you want to be. Okay, whether it's a wealth is your goal, or whether it's a wellness is your goal, better career is your goal, whatever it is, become that. When I say become means study those people who you want to be like them. Okay. See what is their dreams, what is their attitude, what is their choices in life.
Mhm.
Make them your role model because you want to become like them. You want to be in that position. Be like that. Do like what they do. When I say do, it doesn't mean if you want to, have a, I don't know, Gucci bag, just go. You don't have money, go put it on your credit card, buy a Gucci bag. No, they don't do it. Actually, rich people, they don't do these things. The companies, they ask them to hold it and take a photo and ask them to carry it around. Okay, it doesn't work that way. And then you will have, so
Mhm.
that mindset, that shifting the identity of, oh, I can't have money, or it's not for me, or I'm not lucky with money, or money decisions, or this needs to change.
Mhm.
Without changing that, no amount of money is going to change it. And
Mm,
that's why we right example that anybody who won lottery after 3 years, they were actually financially worse than where they were when they voted
yeah,
because
because
the amount of money is not going to change who
yeah.
you are.
Yeah, oh, I love that. I think that's so powerful and definitely food for thought, um, as well as very actionable, right? But I guess it requires you to get a little bit, you have to question your beliefs, you have to question your behaviors before you can actually identify what your version of that is. Um, and I think it's interesting to also touch into what because abundance really, like if you look broader than financial abundance, abundance is often attached to a feeling of freedom. And I, for me personally, when I've had financial goals, I often, or yeah, let's just stick with financial goals. I often will try and invoke the feel, like try and feel within my body what I want to feel when I've hit the financial goal. And it's always attached to some sort of freedom, right? And there are small things that I know I can do, and there's small shifts that I've been able to do in my life to help me feel that on a daily basis, even if my bank account or my investments aren't reflecting my financial goals. I can still sort of step into the energy of that. And do you think there's like that's feeds into that whole concept? Do you think that's valid? Do you think it works?
Oh, no, absolutely. That's why one of the things that I talk about in that mini course is about rewards. We are wired this way from birth that we like to be rewarded for the things we do. Okay. It's not just about being a child or oh, okay, at the school, yes, if we do good, we're gonna get a reward or a sticker. Even as an adult, we like that. Okay. This is the reality.
Mhm.
And that's for a reward. If we connect it to our financial goals, again, because that's my area, I'll talk about financial goals. For example, let's say, if your audience likes to get their nails done, okay, that's great. So yes, of course, everybody deserves a bit of self-pampering. That's fine. Okay, let's say $50 a month. That is absolutely fine. But put a goal for yourself. And again, that's why the whole engineering of how to do the goal, not to put a big goal within 30 days because that's impossible. Let's say if your goal is that, okay, by the end of month, you're going to save $500. Okay. But if let's say the month before you saved 500, don't make the same amount because that means you already passed that. So let's
Mhm.
just make it a bit more. Let's make it 600 or $700. Just say this to yourself that yes, if this is what I'm going to do by the end of month, then only then I'm allowed to go get my nails done.
Yeah, I love a good reward. I love it. And I love, um, particularly, I love self-care rewards.
Because only then, when you actually go do the nails, after that, every time you look at it, say, yes, I did it.
Mhm,
Because
mhm.
in your mind, subconsciously, it's connected to that you achieved your goal.
Yeah, beautiful. And also, a lot of us have goals, whether they're financial or otherwise, that we actually achieve and don't spend any time celebrating. It's like we get there and then it's on to the next and it's on to the next without taking a breath or a heartbeat to actually enjoy it. And so it's a double-edged sword because you get the dopamine hit from enjoying the reward. You get the benefit of, like you say, that mental connection of like, oh wow, I achieved my goal and look how beautiful my nails are now. And also you get to celebrate, which helps kind of breathe more energy into the next level of your goals. I love it. Ah,
Okay.
so good.
Absolutely.
Ilya, I think this has been so helpful. And I mean, I can clearly see the connection between financial education, financial support, and overall health and wellness and well-being. And I'm so, so grateful for you sharing your tips. I think they are just so invaluable. And honestly, it feels really encouraging to know that there's people out there like you that are able to support anyone who's feeling stressed. With their finances without having that sort of like ulterior motive, I guess, of selling a specific product. I think that is really encouraging. And I actually didn't know that that existed, if I'm honest. So it's really great. And I can't wait to share all your resources with everyone inside the Wellness Glow Up. So thank you.
No problem. I really, really appreciate this time, Katie, and I'm wishing you the best for you and your audience. And yes, I just can't wait for all of us to be in a different level. As we grow, our identity will shift, and that's it. And this is how we can make a better world for all of us in it.
Mm, so
Thank you.
good. So good. Thanks, Helia.
Have a great day.